welcome back to Karma Light Readings. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and coming to this video. If you're new here, welcome. Please make sure you subscribe. If at any time you feel like you resonate with this reading, Capricorn, go ahead and hit the like button. Remember to use your discernment in determining if this reading is for you or not. Just take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. If you're interested in a personal reading, you can find the link to my website in the description box below. You can also use the code YouTube for 15% off. As I was praying and meditating over the 3 signs that I'm about to do right now, which is Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, I was told to light a blue candle. So this really has to do with balancing out your spirituality and your mundane life. So the seen and the unseen, the 3D and the 5D world, it's balancing them. It's about having courtesy and compassion for others. It's also about sharing. It's also about prosperity. And it also has a lot to do with living and speaking authentically and in your truth. All right. Also, when I got started before your reading and I asked what protection or prayers does Capricorn need, I opened it here to Psalms 32, 33, and 34. So Psalms 32 is for people who need compassion for those who transgress. So this will be helping you have compassion towards those that have gone against you, that have sinned against you, that have betrayed you. It's going to help you release any sort of resentment that you may have. Psalms 33 is to help you when you are fearful of a situation or losing your confidence because you're feeling unloved, or you're feeling as though people who should have had your back are not supporting you or standing up for you the way that they should. And Psalms 34 is to help subdue the arrogant, okay? It's to help subdue the arrogant mind and to help one become more compliant, or to help others around you. So there could be a situation going on here where you're needing to forgive some people who have gone against you to help you move forward, right? So let's take a look and see what we got here for Capricorn. So you have the 3rd house here: early learning, childhood relations, the rational mind, and communication. With the water, spirituality, emotion, intuition, and compassion. So Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. All right, yeah. And then your 2nd house: physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. And then you have mutable here: Gemini, Virgo, Sag, and Pisces. Surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change. So you're in the process of being aligned into your North Node, your destiny, what your birthright is, okay, what God has promised you. And you're in the process of being aligned on that path. But to be aligned on that path, we have to go through difficulties to break up the false foundations that we had built our former life on, or our former belief system, right? And that's where we're getting this balancing between the spirituality and the mundane life. There's a shift coming for you. And the lesson in what you're going through here, possibly in regards to how you handle emotions and what you believe in or experience spiritually, it is directly connected to what you were taught as a child in regards to like your self-worth and material value or possessions, as well as your physical security, okay? There's also there's a thought process or a communication process that is it's wrong. It's toxic. Whatever you were taught, it's like you have a very restrictive way of communicating with people. Or if it's not restrictive, it's like what Spirit is showing me is like very harsh. There's not a lot of grace or compassion or understanding. And I mean this in the nicest of ways. I'm tapping into what somebody is currently experiencing in terms of a soul lesson and what you need to heal. And it's showing up for you physically in relation to either your family, maybe even connections with your children. But it has to do with a belief and a perception. And it's affecting your self-worth. It's affecting, your self-worth in spirituality. It's affecting your self-worth and how you connect with the divine or your emotions, okay? And so you're needing to welcome in change here. But I see where it's a challenging situation because you are extremely independent. Yeah, transformation, karma, facing fears. It's right there, the 8th house. That's what you're going through. Yeah, it has to do with security. Like maybe your living arrangement is not the best, and so you're going to be moving, or like, you know what I'm saying? It's something like that. Show me, please. For Capricorn. All right, you have Ecclesiastes in number 21. One who addresses an assembly, teacher or preacher. So, yeah, wow. So you're going through a major transformation in regards to material possessions and what is truly important and fulfilling and what isn't. Okay? And so there's like a realization here that nothing of this world is truly fulfilling. Like all these worldly possessions can't fill the voids, okay? You can have $1 million and you still could be sad. It's like all of this, it's like all of a sudden some physical things don't have any meaning to you. You're looking for something deeper, okay? And I think that you're getting to a point where you might be recognizing where you're being careless in how you approach God, right? Like you might daydream or like talk a lot about what you're going to do, but there's no action. And please don't take offense to this. This is what we go through when we're in the process of releasing certain life cycles and patterns, okay? And I do feel like there was a huge emphasis here where you're starting to realize, like, if God isn't in it, it's meaningless. And so a lot of you could be looking at certain situations and or relationships now in your life where you're like, is God in this? I don't think God is here. And so, but that's also going to help you in regards to that grace and compassion that we were talking about and having towards others. It's seeing it from that perception and realizing, like, if there's a situation that doesn't have God in it, then that means that you are faced with the task of bringing God to it. Because if the other person isn't, if you're already, do you see what I'm saying? And that's kind of how God uses us. And so I feel like that could be what you're starting to see things from a different perception. And I also feel like you're starting to have a lot of sorrow and or grief for some of the people around you, where you're realizing, like, wait a minute, there's a lot of lack going on around me. There's a lot of people in the wrong spirit, in the wrong place. Clarify, please. First Corinthians, this is about displaying the highest standard of sportsmanship. Okay, so that's interesting, because I was going to say, like, you're needing to keep your cool in a situation where you feel like you're surrounded by dummies. You know, when you go through that awakening and the blinders come off and you're really seeing things with your spiritual eye and you're discerning in the spirit, and it's like you become filled with grief about what's going on. And there's a real need to kind of hold oneself together while interacting with these people that are operating from spirits that they're unaware of, okay? Yes, surrounded by a lot of evil or temptation. Birds of a feather flock together. A lot of bad influence around you. Be careful who is around you. Be true to you and fake people. You're starting to see things. And I feel like that is connected to your self-worth too, because as the Spirit works with you to help you heal and to help you evolve past situations, part of that process is looking around at what you once were okay with associating with. Your views and your perception will change. You will no longer want to be around the same people unless they're bringing God into the situation. It's just what happens. You're like, oh, you don't do that? You don't pray? Oh, you don't have spiritual hygiene? I can't hang out with you. It's kind of what happens. All right. Yeah. You got the book of Psalms on the bottom, the number 19. You may be reaching out to God in prayer a lot lately, expressing your emotions, praise and worship, seeking him in times of trouble, asking to be covered and protected from enemies, finding joy and peace even during the hard times because you are praising God for all he has done. Because there's certain things that aren't adding up in your life. And I feel like instead of procrastinating and or complaining, you're starting to realize where maybe you haven't been showing up for yourself. Like it's not just other people, right? You're seeing other people and the spirits that they are being controlled by, but then you're also reflecting on yourself. Like, where am I not showing up? Where am I letting myself down? Right? All right, let's see what the current energy is here for Capricorn. We have the 6 of Cups. So definitely something connected to early childhood and children. What's coming towards Capricorn, please? The Knight of Swords. What's the intentions of this Knight of Swords? What does this Knight of Swords bring? Oof. The 3 of Swords. What does Capricorn need to be focused on? I feel like there's some... my heart is hurting. Oh my gosh. I just got heartbroken, Capricorn. I feel like there's an ending coming. I don't know if this is going to be like just an ending and going separate ways, or if somebody unfortunately loses a life. This is pertaining to either somebody that you have children with or you've known them since childhood. There's just something very at the core of this, something very pure and innocent, right? And in the world, it got messed up. This Knight of Swords is a very abrupt energy that brings in some type of pain with this 3 of Swords. And one of the things Spirit had me see while I was pulling these cards out, I'm going to finish shuffling here in a minute, was that there's something that someone says to you, or something that somebody has already said to you, that has destroyed and damaged your permanent outlook on yourself and your future and what you deserve. And that's kind of why you're in this situation and why everything in your life is turning you to God. Because it's like no matter where you go, it's all about God, this, everything. And you can't get away from it, because the Most High is reaching out to you, because this is the pivotal moment of extreme transformation to remove you from these curses that have been placed on you based on the hurtful things people have said to you over your life. What does Capricorn need to be focused on? Perspective. I'm telling you, your entire perspective is changing. And the reason why that has to happen is because when our perspective changes right here, where it's like realization that nothing of this world is truly fulfilling, only glorifying God brings lasting fulfillment. So when your perception changes from that, what it does is it removes emotional reaction. You don't fly off the handle anymore. You don't get stressed. You don't get when somebody does something to you. Not saying that you do, right? But I'm just saying it allows you to handle situations from a much higher energy, a higher vibe, a higher realm, because you can see it for what it is, and it can't affect you anymore because your vibration is higher. Something beneath, listen, I shared this on my community tab, I think maybe a year or 2 years ago. But every dimension reality is a level of consciousness. It's a higher perception. 3D is a perception. 4D is a perception. 5D, okay? Whatever level you're on, you can only see and perceive from that level and beneath it. You can't do anything above it. So as soon as you elevate your mindset, as soon as you elevate your perception, whoever else is against you and down here, it doesn't bother you anymore. It doesn't affect you. And the outcome is the Page of Wands, okay? And then you have the Ace of Pentacles here on the bottom. Ace of Pentacles with the Queen of Wands, the Nine of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. Okay, so you have a lot of new beginnings coming your way. For some of you, this may have to do with work, okay? You could be looking or creating a new type of investment. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you just recently started a job and you're getting promoted, because I'm seeing you as the Queen of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles. So there's something here that you are very, very skilled at creating. Or taking action towards. Yeah, it's something that you find a lot of joy in. Nine of Cups, that you like to nurture. All right, let's get into it. What is this Six of Cups, please? For the energy around Capricorn. Self-love. So yeah, it's something about inner child. Evidence. So you're going deeper, investigating, looking into things, trying to go through memories, trying to go through past lives, trying to connect the dots about what you experienced and why you're here and what do you feel now, and also paying attention to anyone around you, whether friends from childhood or if you have a child with somebody. But paying attention to those who are loyal to you, who have your best interest at heart. Again, it's like I said in the beginning, if you don't have spiritual hygiene, I can't be around you. I can't be around you. Don't infiltrate my energy. What is this Knight of Swords? I feel like somebody masks themselves with the truth. It's not really the truth, right? They use their speech. They're a manipulator. So this is somebody who uses their speech to help them. Yeah, good news, stubbornness. And then loss. It's like this person only talks. They don't like to listen. They don't ever want to receive anything. If they're not the one profiting from a situation, if they're not the one that has something to say, if what they say isn't heard, listened, or abided by, like, just maybe even a very controlling person here. But it's like they refuse to listen to anyone else. Too much pride. And I feel like this person is completely blind to how they set up blockages in their own life. So this person comes in and they're very, very stubborn. Very, very aggressive. Very, very stubborn. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I feel like you're trying to like paint a picture to somebody or explain something to people on how they can on how their life can become better or how you can help them. Like there's something, Capricorn, here about the way you, like, I don't know how to explain it other than you're trying, maybe you're a motivational speaker, but it's literally somebody trying to talk people out of doing the wrong thing and do something right. Like you're trying to give them knowledge, but they're not listening. Do not give up. You are almost there. So maybe you feel like what you're doing is not making a change, or you're not actually helping people, but you are. Call Jesus into your heart to shine light on darkness. They are being found out. Lies will be exposed. Low self-worth. So you see what I'm saying? It's like I said, somebody masks themselves with the truth. Patience is needed. So who is this? What was this about? Could have been an Aquarius, something connected to family, a loved one who has passed on protects you. Write down your visions and manifest. Somebody just doesn't see what you see. They don't understand what you're saying or what you're expressing here. But they're going to see down the road. Why is this Three of Swords here? What comes with this Three of Swords for the intentions of the night? You have vow, mask. Ooh, okay. And confinement and conflict. I'm telling you right now, this is so clear as day, Capricorn. I don't know who I'm connecting with, but this is going back to the realization that without God, nothing is worth having. It's the same thing. This Three of Swords with worship. And remember, we talked about worshiping in moments of pain, worshiping in the trauma, and that's what helps set you free. Because again, there's another person or there's a group around you. I don't know, maybe they claim to be spiritual, maybe they claim to pray, or they do, but they're not. And so it's keeping, look at this mask and confinement. This person is not free. Their mindset is not free. This is somebody who's very inconsistent, who has almost like multiple personality disorder or bipolar disorder. Somebody here could hear voices. So it's like somebody's driving themselves mad with the different roles that they have played in everybody's life. And this person is not repenting. They're not praying. They're not connecting. And it's somehow, some way, yeah, because you're surrounded by a lot of evil. And so whatever this is, this person, your weapon is prayer. And that's why Spirit is asking you to have compassion for these people. Psalms 32, was it? Because, yeah, compassion for those who transgress. Kindliness will be forthcoming towards those who have sinned against you. So Psalms 32. Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven. Because they're not doing it. And prayer is your weapon. Prayer is what keeps you covered. This is a dark spirit. I don't like this. That's why you have called Jesus into your heart to shine light on darkness, because this energy here is somebody who 100% is lying about, they don't pray. This person doesn't even talk to God. I don't understand what this is, who I'm connecting to, but whoever this is, it's important. Like Spirit wants you to know this person is in the dark. Yeah, Virgo energy, isolated, in the dark, repeating cycles and patterns. They don't see the light. You needing to isolate and separate yourself from them, abandonment wounds. But you are healing and you are not crazy, you're just awakening. So what Spirit wants you to be focused on, Capricorn, is perspective. Changing your perception on these situations and allowing the Most High to expand your understanding here. Surrendering. Clarify, why does Capricorn need to be focused on this? What do we need to know? Loneliness. Isolation. But I feel like you need to be isolated from this situation. Yes, withdrawal, because you're going through an awakening. Collaboration. So this is a time of you working with the Holy Spirit. Everything's happening in time. Yeah, connection, networking with stop. You're needing to isolate away from certain people. There's also something about working on a project by yourself, not bringing an extra energy into it or a group of people, because it's not actually going to enhance what it is you're working on. You have to, okay. This is so, I'm trying to understand what Spirit is saying to me. The reason why they need you to be alone is because whatever revelation or perception that's going to happen for you, it's like a download, right? Like picture us like a computer. It's a download, but you have to be alone in order for the Holy Spirit to be able to back it up onto your system. Like a cloud drive, like so it can't be taken, it can't be deleted. You can't forget it. If that makes sense. That's kind of what they're showing me. Clarify here. Spiritual gifts are activated and ready to use. Okay? So there's a download taking place and Spirit's gonna like save it on your hard drive. I don't know, like back it up so it can't get, come down. And that's why Spirit is trying to isolate you, because something that you're going, silent treatment, to help you build up your self-worth and to trust and listen to your intuition and your spiritual gifts. Because I feel like somebody here, you're very psychic, or you receive some type of prophetic visions and dreams here. Okay? What is this Knight of, the Page of Wands. So you have an opportunity, something that you're very curious about, off in the distance, or something that you want to move towards here. You have Coach, Overloaded, Memory, and Fury. Damn. Somebody is upset because the offering that they made to trap you with somebody else's offering that they made is backfiring onto them. And it's screwing up whatever they had planned for themselves, okay? Like what they thought they were going to be able to take from you. And so you could be moving on into a new beginning, a new future. And because you have been obedient and listening to your intuition and or your spiritual wisdom and knowledge, and being obedient to the Most High, all of your stress, all of this overwhelming energy is just going to be nothing but a memory of the past. It's not going to affect you anymore. Like your obligation to this situation is ending. Hold on, my cat just opened the door. Emmy, why? And then you're going to meow at me like I did something wrong. Lay down, Emmy. Control and stabilize your emotions. You need to express more gratitude in your life. So I feel like, again, that obedience that we were talking about and taking this leap of faith, because you're practicing detachment, disconnecting yourself from this situation, whoever these evil people are, whatever this bad influence is that has been around you, you need to detach and be true to yourself and set certain boundaries here. All right, let's see here. Closing messages, please, for Capricorn. Kyanite, rest, relax. It is time to sleep. You need to balance all chakras and surround yourself with peaceful energy, the number 23. And then you have lapis lazuli, needing to dismantle hardship with respect to illness. You could be so stressed out that you're making yourself sick. So open your mind to healing on all levels. And then you have smoky quartz on the bottom. So again, healing purposes, because you're needing to heal sadness to raise your vibration. Envision the white light coming through all of your chakras here. There's something about the way that you communicate with the divine that needs to become more convicted. You need to become more strong and convicted in what you are speaking and saying over your life. The devil has already been defeated. So we don't actually have to fear him. He's already been defeated. So state that and claim that over your life, Capricorn. I send you much love.